Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Object 261, it's the Tier 10 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the northeast corner of Arctic region, otherwise known as Mannerheim Line, and it's under the command of Photobomber of FUN2. Now you may wonder why it's got those colours on the side of the vehicle. Well, there is a mod in Aslays where you can preferably change the nationality of your vehicle. I won't mention anything about the war, but just say if you want to, you can change the nationality of the vehicle. Okay, well, Photobomber's having a bit of fun. I've got 3 replays from him just come in today, and we're going to go through them one by one. He's decided to start in the Tier 10 Soviet SPG to start with, and he's doing something which I would normally advise against, and that's knocking trees down at the start of the game. And it kind of gives you a position away to the enemy. But what he's actually trying to do is provide enough cover so he can shoot from this corner and nobody will actually see his shell, but they're going to see the tracer. That's the problem. They'll know that the tracer's coming out the bushes and they'll say, well, there can't be anyone. Oh, that was close. Well, he did stun the enemy, and he's picked up some stun assists straight away. Almost hits his own teammate. And what have we got here? We've got an FB215B and another one. They're both drowning themselves right at the start of the game. What are they playing at? One of them's gone down, and the other one's died as well. So what was all that about? Did somebody enter the battle in the wrong tank? I'm looking at the lists, and they weren't platooned together. Not as far as I can tell. Maybe they just didn't like this particular map. Well, all the FB215Bs on the enemy team have died. There are 3 deaths. 3. Not 2, 3. Okay, well, focusing on the battle, we're 4 tanks up, and this is looking rather good for our team. Okay, A phase 1 down the corner. The Chieftain P here, the Chieftain prototype, would be a much better target, to be honest. Rounds out. That's a Tier 9 British Heavy. Gets a direct hit for 313. And he's got loads of stun assists straight off the mark. And he's just under 1,000. Now he's over 1,000. Just under 1,400 hit points of stun assist. Now he's switching to the other side of the map, the north end of the map, because there's 3 enemy tanks trying to get through this pass. And a T55A is holding them up. Not for long. He just got dirt by an Object 430U, but you can see Photobomber planted around in there, and he hit the Object 263 for 356. I think actually the 430U didn't kill the T50. Well, he did kill the T55A, but I think it was the 263 that derped him just before the T55 got hit by the 430. Okay, he's just reloaded. Okay, he's going to try and get a shot on that 430, but he can't at the moment because he's actually got something in the way. It's a hill. Instead, it looks like he's going to go for this Waffenträger who has no armor, and that makes him a beautiful target. Rounds out. That's a direct hit, and in fact, it's a low roll penetration for 704. He picked his targets well. That's exactly the sort of target you should go for, because no armor, which means you're more than likely going to get a penetrating shot and ruin his day. Okay, going for the K91 PT, the new tank destroyer, or rather one of the bonus tank destroyers. He's trying to hit him as he's pulling back, but actually he held onto his shell. And we could see some destruction going on there, but he didn't fire in the end because he's holding onto his shell for that 263, I think. Can't get a hit. Rounds out. And it's another kill. Well, it is his first kill. I suppose this battle is actually going to be known by everyone for the fact that they actually had 3 FB215Bs kill themselves right at the start of the game. They did suicide. If you enter into a battle and you shouldn't be in it, don't just drive into the water. That's wrong. You're actually leaving your team at a serious disadvantage. And there's only 4 enemy tanks left now, and direct hit right on the money on the K91. 293 hit points of damage, and the Chieftain's going in to get the kill shot. He does. He's also located the enemy Arty. It's the M53, M55. He doesn't last long. And now there's only 2 enemies left, the Object 430U and a Tortoise. And we can't get the 430U because he's actually just over the other side of the mountain, but we might be able to hit the Tortoise if we can spot him. Okay, our chieftain is driving after him as fast as he can. He's gone down into that little dip area. There he is! Rounds out. This looks good. Lands just behind him for 185. He's stunned. Do you know this Arty does 800 alpha, 45mm of pen, standard reload 30.68 seconds. And of course, we know that Photobomber's got a better one than that. There's only one enemy left. It is the Tortoise. And he's gone Rambo because he's now trying to drive at any enemy tank he can get. But he's shut down by the chieftain. And accidentally, Photobomber hits his own teammate there. We'll forgive him. Here's the end of battle results for the first battle, and in the Object 261, Photobomber managed to get a third-class tanker out of that game, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 6, and a win rate of 2,084. So that's a very good game, but let's have a look at the team score. He didn't get the highest damage. That went to the chieftain, the T95 FP4201. He picked up a high caliber for 5,855 hit points of damage. Second highest damage went to the T95 FP4201, the other one. He got 4,499 hit points. So the third highest damage went to the K91 PT on our team, 3,148. Now, we can see that Photobomber only got 2,201, but it puts him in the top 4 in his team. And there were 2 members of the enemy team who actually scored better than him. So technically speaking, he's in 6th place when it comes to damage. When it comes to kills, it was the chieftain did the best with 5 kills. The other chieftain got 2. Everyone else I've got just 1 kill or nothing. And the Photobomber did get a kill. So he's in joint 3rd place on this one. In fact, only 4 enemy tanks actually managed to get a kill in the entire game. When it came to base XP, he's in 3rd place on this one, because the chieftain managed 1,149, the only one to get over 1,000 base. 944 went to the other chieftain, just goes to show that's an OP tank. And 725 went to Photobomber, so he did have a good game after all. 9 shots fired, not the normal amount, well below what you'd normally expect, which is why his results aren't quite as high as you'd expect. Well, he just didn't get the chance to get more shots into the enemy. The battle only lasted 5 minutes 28 seconds. He got 4 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, which must have been the Waffenträger. Let's have a look. Yep, 704 hit points. It was a low roll. And he also got 9 splashes. Damage of 2,201 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 5 of the enemy, killed 1, did 3,100 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. Now on a premium account, he actually earned a profit of 20,560 credits for the game. And he got 7 bonds because it was tier 10. And he also took away 3,807 XP as well. So, not bad. But I suppose, yes, it will be known for the tale of the 3 FB215Bs who drowned themselves and should now be reported to Wargaming. We'll just hover the key over those 3 people. And we'll just check that that is their identity. So we don't want to accuse the wrong people of breaking the rules, because you're not supposed to deliberately kill yourself in a battle. That ruins the game for other people. So we'll just check the names of these people. Of course, it's one of the facilities that what Record offers. You can actually look up and see what their true identity is. And I suspect the fact that they've got FB215Bs means that they've been playing for some time, because it's one of the expensive collector's items to actually get in the garage. It takes a lot of bonus points, not bonus points. It takes the bonds, a lot of bonds to get. And it's not coming up very quickly. Oh, I think we'll leave that anyway, so we won't mention the name of the players. We just say Vemvar, Alexandri1231 and GooseJ270. It might not be their real names. I was trying to discover who they actually really were, and were they really good players who just decided that they didn't want to be in this game. Anyway, that's the end of the first battle. Let's have a look at the second one. The second replay is in the M53, M55, the Tier 9 American SPG, And we're on the east spawn of Airfield. Well, he's got the big 8-inch howitzer there because you can tell because the gun doesn't extend over the front of the vehicle. If it did extend over the front of the vehicle, that would make this the 155mm howitzer, and actually it'd be an M53. This is the M55, capable of doing 900 alpha, and it'll penetrate through 52mm of armor with a burst radius of 10.5 meters. So it's got decent power. He's got some extra added HE to do some extra damage if he needs to. And you notice where he's positioned himself. He's actually positioned himself right down the line so he can look down at the enemy tanks and wipe them out. Well, he spotted a Jagdtiger as his first victim, and he's dialing it in. Just waiting to line him up. He fires. Oh! Well, he did take damage, and he's getting stun assist straight off the mark. Somebody managed to spot that Jagdtiger. Now you can see from this position he actually does have a good shot directly down the line of that gap, and I think he's decided he's just going to back up a little. The only problem with being in this spot is that the enemy might try to counter battery you, and of course if the enemy comes across the airfield, off the airstrip that is, they might spot you from some distance away, and that might also lead to your destruction. Going for the Panzerkampfwagen 7. Direct hit right on top of the gun mantlet. That's bound to have thrown his gun out. I'd be shocked if that didn't damage his gun. You see exactly where it hit. 165 hit points from the shot, and he got 408 stun assist immediately afterwards as well. Now if he hits one of those Panzerkampfwagen Segens, he's actually going to damage the guy behind him as well, or at least stun him, so he might take damage. So you can see how good this position is. In fact, I think they've lined themselves up. Another direct hit, this time on the side of the turret, just to the left, to the right of the mantlet. It's not a weak spot there, but it is just above a weak spot. Okay, he's having a quick look over the other side because there is a T-54E1 and down there. Oh, now this looks good as well. That's a 50 TP. That's the premium one, the premium Polish heavy tank, the one they brought out to sell the new Polish line when it came out. And he's, well, he could shoot into the side of that guy. I think he's just thinking about it. Oh, now, instead, he's going to go for this T-54E1. Oh! The shell actually hit the rock face directly above there. I think it was an occluded reticule when he shot, and that's why he accidentally hit the rock face instead. But he's just picked a new target, and it's a T110E3. Now, to do damage to that guy, you probably need the extra HE. Now, if he's got the intuition, he could switch to the premium HE, or the HE without stun, to hit that guy, because none of our team are going to be able to hit him from distance. Okay, he's going to fire the round that he's loaded. Rounds out the mouse. Landed right in front of him for 227. In fact, it landed on the tracks, I think. He's picking up stun assist anyway. That's good. Already up to 1,372 stun assists from this game. You can see they're vying for the position there, and if he can put another round in there, I think he's lining it up at the moment. It's either going to be the mouse or it's going to be the 50 TP. I think he wants to get the mouse. He's got a red line there. When you get a red line, you can't get the shot on target. He fired in anyway, and he actually hit the mouse. And he's picked up some more stun assist. That was very unfortunate, that. That mountain is actually really being a pain. In fact, I think that's why Wargaming put those in, to deliberately discourage people from playing Arty down the line. Okay. Almost loaded again with another stun HE round. I think he's going to hit the Panzerkampfwagen 7. Rounds out. It landed short, just in front of the Panzerkampfwagen 7, but it stunned both of them, and he's getting more stun assist. Still can't get a decent shot. Well, he can get a decent shot on the mouse now, but he can't hit any of the tanks that are behind the mouse. He's not loaded yet, even though the reticule is showing green. He's almost loaded. Is he going to go for the 50 TP? Yes, he does. Direct hit on him for 305. Yes, I think that mouse driver is really trying hard by acting like a steel wall, but he is going to go down, and he has gone out of the game. I think some mouse drivers think they're impervious to shells, but they're not impervious to Arty rounds, I'm afraid. Arty rounds will really destroy you. Well, that hit the rock face just to the right. Didn't go straight. But I think it did. Did it stun? No, it didn't even stun the 50 TP. He might want to reposition because we've got much more coverage down on the temple mount. If he was to actually go a little further to the north, he could hit that tank that keeps poking around the corner, which I think is an E5. There it is. And if he was actually to go further to the south, oh, it's a direct hit on the 50 TP again. But again, it's not a penetrating shot. Now, down on the South Island, on the Temple Mount rather, I should say, we've got the Noobs 16 trying to creep up onto the mountain. Onto the Temple Mount, and that Jag Tiger is still there. Well, was still there. He's now gone. The team's only one tank up on the enemy at the moment, going for the Panzerkampfwagen 7. Rounds out. Direct hit in the face, but this time round, 416 hit points makes the Panzerkampfwagen 7 a one shot, and I think he will go down. I think that's why he's pulled back into cover. He doesn't want to get hit again. Okay, we're almost loaded. And the 50 TP dies before we can get a shot. Now, he really hasn't got a shot on that guy or on these other tanks, so he might want to change position or go after that UDIS down in the south. Yeah, there's no shots over here. There might be a shot on Temple Mount. Oh, E3 just came into sight. E3 is actually near the hangars. We can't get a decent shot on there either. I think it was the EBR 105 who actually spotted him. No, nothing we can use here. Need to change the angle. Don't be afraid to change the angle. If you do change the angle, it makes a huge difference. Rounds out in the E3 rather. Lands next to him. We're 2 up on the enemy now. The enemy has more hit points, or did. They're losing some now. Oh, our Cobra's about to go down. That UDIS. Yeah. In fact, it's the T55A who got the kill. Oh, he fired the round in straight away. He would have hit the T55A, I'm certain of it, because the guy was stopped by a shell from our Viz 55. But if he kept going, that shell would have nailed him just as he went past the wreck. So it was a good shot. Just didn't hit a live tank, I'm afraid. Okay, we're 2 up on the enemy still. Next target's the E3 again. Now, we've already got a piece of this guy several times. Or a couple of times, I think. Rounds out. Oh my god, that's a good shot. Okay, that means there's only 3 enemies left now. And they are definitely suffering. Now, he's changing his angle because he realizes now it's the best thing for him to do. So don't be afraid to actually change your angle if you haven't got a shot. If everything turns up showing nobody to shoot at, just move and change position, and you might suddenly find you've got a load of targets to aim at, and you can possibly get them. Only 1 enemy remaining. It's a batch at 25 ton. Last seen at the back of the map. Okay, everybody is closing on the rear of the enemy. They're all saying go for the cap area. In fact, Photobomber's saying he's reloading. We don't know where that batch hat's going to be. Remember, that guy's got a 5-shot autoloader. And he's very deadly. 105mm main gun. He could be sneaking up on us at the moment, for all we know. Yes, I think he suddenly decided it'd be better if he moved. Just in case. That's what I've been thinking. Oh, he's found him. They found him. Okay, is he going to get a shot? I don't think so. That guy's going to lead a chase away from his cap area. Or is he? No, he's not. He's going to stay and fight it out. Going to shoot. Rounds out. Could be the last kill of the game. Yes! He gets the last kill. Well, despite the fact that he did a very good game in that one, he only got a first-class tanker, but it was a brilliant game. It was. I mean, he got some lovely shots in there, and he did wipe out that E3. And, of course, he got the back chat 25-ton right at the end of the game. He did do the right thing, though. If you don't know where the enemy is, move, because he could be coming after you just at the end to get a consolation kill. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this game. He managed to get 13. He also got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And his win rate from that game, 3,056, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Viz55, and our team got 5,099 hit points. And in second place, it was the IS4, who managed 5,014. In third place, it was that batch at 25-ton with 4,851 hit points of damage. We can see that Photobomber got 2,510. There were 4 members of the enemy team who were above him. 3 members on his own team puts him in 8th place overall on damage. When it came to kills, he's actually in 3rd place because the top scorer was the batch at 25-ton. He had 5 kills in that one. 1 short at getting a top gun and 1/3 of the enemy team. He might have been better actually if he'd moved over to our side of the map. It would have led us to chase. He possibly would have got Photobomber as his 5th kill, and then possibly might have taken out one of the ones who was chasing after him and got himself a top gun. But no, he decided to stay and defend his cap and ended up getting collected by Photobomber. And in joint second place, the Viz55 managed 3 kills, so did the T55A on the enemy team. He also got a Lever Slayer's medal because he killed tier 10 tanks, and he's only tier 9. And in third place, we've got, yes, Photobomber got 2 kills, so did the TVP T5051, the Tortoise, and on the enemy team, only 1 tank managed to get 2 kills. That was their UDES 16. When it came to base XP, he's in 3rd place overall. The Viz55 managed 1,143, the IS4 managed 1,075, and we can see that Photobomber got 993, so just below the 2 guys who managed to get over 1,000 base. He fired 15 rounds. It was a good game for shots because it went right to the end, and it was an 11-minute game, so he got a decent amount of shots out. He got 7 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but he did get 20 splash. Damage of 2,510 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 9 of the enemy, killed 2, so there's the Confederate. 2,251 hit points of stun assist off 17 stuns. I think he must have been close to getting an ace tanker out of that one as well. On a premium count, he earned 5,755 credits, mostly down to the fact that he did use consumables, and that swallowed up a large chunk of it. But he also took away 5,214 experience points as well. So yes, doing well on Airfield. That was a good battle. The next replay you're going to see, though, was the very next game that he played in the same Arty. So let's have a look at it. The third replay is still in the M53, M55, but this time round we're on the west spawn of Sand River. Now this map is one of my favourite ones, mainly because you can have so much fun with enemy tanks, and well, the dunes, they really do make me feel very, very giddy with excitement of what I'm going to do next. And we've seen some absolutely amazing shots from some Arties or some players, in the M55 actually. Remember that shot on True Voodoo, played by Firehawk, who absolutely blew him up, and he was an EBR 90 at the time, if you remember. One shot, he took him out. The very next shot, he took out another EBR 90. Absolutely incredible shots. If you want to look them up, they're in the M53, M55 directory, or the playlist, so you can have a watch of them. But incredible shots, and we showed them to True Voodoo afterwards, because of course he was streaming at the time. Okay, got a Leon, is it there? Lion? Can't get a shot. No, no shot. Could go for the riverbed. There are enemy tanks there. He's decided to do that. Again, don't be afraid to change your target if you've got a better target available. Wow! You're only supposed to blow his head off. I wasn't going to use the rude word there, but yeah, he lost his turret. That wasn't us, I'm afraid, who actually did that, but it would have been funny if it was. You don't often see that, but it has happened a few times. In fact, it happened just recently to me, because I took out an enemy tank with a blind shot. I haven't shown that replay to anyone, but I took out an enemy tank with a blind shot and blew him to pieces with just one round. Okay, we're going to do this 15-16, T110E5, rounds out, and both of them got stunned. He damaged the units 15-16. I think that guy shielded the T110E5 from the fire. Okay, we have got enemy tanks down on the dunes. I think he might go up. No, he's not going to go up on the heights, which is unusual, because it looks like the enemy actually does have a clear route in from the north, except for the Ho Reeves, only one holding them back. Oh, now this is a good target to fire at. That is a Waffenträger, and he's just died. Oh, that would have been so juicy. Another possible penetrating shot. This 55, letting it settle. Let it dial in. Guy's on the move. He's an easy target. Rounds out, and beautiful shot. 300 hit points right into his side. He took damage immediately afterwards, so there's more stun assist. Good choice of target. Okay, well, the enemy's a little lighter down on the south end of the map, but the UDIS is getting really close. We might actually get spotted by that UDIS if we're not careful. But he's moving as quickly as he can. This little Arty does move rather quickly. 56.3 kilometers an hour is maximum speed. So you can get about, it's the same speed as, of course, a Patton tank, because that's what it was built from. Although, of course, it does have a big, heavy howitzer. Next target is an E4. That guy just killed our T30. So I think a little revenge is due. We get a shot on target. Let it settle. Rounds out. Direct hit. Just when our guys need it, but he gets rid of the stun straight away. So unfortunately, we don't pick any stun assist off that one. But it did lose a lot of hit points. And ooh, look at that. That's a nice target. That's very juicy. That is a Heshbon. Now, if we're going to penetrate anything, it's either that or a Waffenträger or a Guerrilla 15. Okay, be very, very nice if we could hit that target. We lost sight of him, but I think he's still there. Ramps out. Oh, he just knocked a tree down. Okay, so we didn't get a direct hit because the shell fell short, but it did splash the area, so I suspect that we did do something to him. He is missing some hit points. He's just got killed. I think he got rid of the stun before he died because we didn't see any stun assists come off that shot. Now we're 3 up on the enemy. The guys who went to the north are, well, looks like they're now reassigning their, or changing their lifestyle, because of course now they're in trouble. Now we've got a Conway. This is going to be interesting because that thing you can penetrate as well. Based on the Centurion hull, rounds out, and oh, so close to hitting his turret. Of course, the turret of the Conway is fairly thin, and we are getting stun assist from that shot. Okay, now we've got the rear end of a VK, and he's down to his last few hit points. We might get a kill if we can get another shot off to this one. He will expire for sure, because 8-inch shell hits VK on 69 hit points. He's out the game. Rounds out. Go back to the garage, young sir. Who's next? Free tickets to the garage. Okay, 60 TP looks like he's going to be the next target. There's only 6 enemies left. That Conway is still there. And let's see if we can put a round into him, because he certainly deserves it. Let's see what we can do. Almost loaded. Rounds out straight away. And he goes down immediately after we splash him for 187. There's only 5 enemies left. The 60 TP is a ram kill, but the BZ does not get the ram kill out of it. But he shoots him anyway. Oh, that was Mr. Lan! We just saw Mr. Lan kill the 60 TP. Mr. Lan's the player who's submitted loads of replays to What Arty Noobs. Really great player. And okay, we stunned the E5. It just landed a little south of him. This guy's desperate to try and fend off. He's being shot from behind and in front. He's out the game. There's only 2 left. The Arty is an M53, M55, just like us. And the other one is an AMX30. It'd be nice if we could kill the M53, M55. The AMX30's gone. Rounds out on the M53. Can we get the kill? Yes, we do! Last kill of the game. Excellent. Well, there was a nice bit of justice and symmetry in that last kill of the game, going to Photobomber in his M53, M55. He got an ace tanker out of that game. The very next game after he got a first class, this time round he gets the ace. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10. And he also got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, despite the fact that he got 2 kills in that game. He also killed the VK7201K with that nice shot up his rear. Win 8 for the game was only 1,941, but don't let that disappoint you, because he actually did very well in this game indeed. The highest damage in the game went to the Viz55, 6,799 hit points. He picked up the high caliber. Second highest damage in the game went to the US 1516 on the enemy team with 3,848 hit points of damage. And the third highest damage went to the Rhino Sorrente with 3,744 hit points. The Char Mini 75 got an All-X medal for being a light tank killing enemy tanks that are 1 tier higher. And of course, Photobomber got the Confederate, and the enemy Arty also got a Confederate as well. So at least he came out of the game with something. He would have got the Courageous Resistance medal for getting a medal when you're actually on the losing team. So at least he came out of it with something. When it came to kills, we were in joint second place, because the Viz55 managed 3 kills, so did the units 1516, so they came tops. 2 kills went to the Char Mini 75, to Photobomber, and the Leopard 1 and the Object 140, and on the enemy team, the T124 and the VK7201K. And when it came to base XP, he's in 3rd place on that one, so 1,102 went to Photobomber, but he got beaten by the Char Mini 75, who managed 1,409, and the Viz55 managed 1,175, but 3rd place is good because they were the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in this game. He fired only 10 rounds, but he made those rounds work for him. Got 4 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, which I bet was the last round of the game. The M53 would have gone straight through him. Yes, it did. 450 hit points with 1 shot. Wiped him out completely. 9 enemy splashes, 1,775 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2. There's the Confederate. 2,674 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns, a nice total, and that got him the ace tanker. On a premium count, he earned 14,216 credits from the game, And he also picked up 2,479 experience points as well. So that's a really good end to the game, or the gaming night, because he ended on a, or started on a, I think it was a second class, or let's have a quick look. Go back and have a look. Okay, started on a third class. Then he got a first class. And then he got an ace tanker. So yes, nice game for Photobomber. 3 excellent games, fun to watch, and I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.